Yo, so for week 4 of winter anime shows to continue, very good. Like a lot of like cool action scenes, good story progression. Mama solving more of these like small cases in the Apothecary Diaries. Orb kind of continues, solo leveling. We're getting trapped in another dungeon again. There was a somewhat underwhelming fight in Sakamoto Days, so I'll talk about it. And Dr. Snow, and I'm really loving it. One of my favorite episodes this week. So yeah, let's get started. Gonna talk about some ongoing anime. So starting off with Dr. Stone. So we have Science Future episode 4. We see evil Senku. His name is Dr. Zeno. And imagine it's just like Senku with more prep time. So yeah, I guess if you invade America, if you invade someone's country, it's kind of like a shoot first, ask questions later type beat. The problem is they have like metal weapons, like actual guns and airplanes. So it looks like as we were fighting other villains like Tsukasa, the spear guy, and all the other people on the island, we were fighting them with sticks and stones, maybe chemicals and guns. But here there's like actual like machinery. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, the evolution, the power scaling is insane. Senku's like sweating because he's like, damn, I didn't expect this. So yeah, basically your typical day in America, you enter and you get shot down. So basically we start off this episode with the squad kind of running away because like this dude is shooting them with the gun, and then while they're all like sailing on their boats and stuff, he comes back with a plane. So yeah, like what the hell is that? Like how did you even make this? So it's kind of like a one-person metal biplane, and then he's just shooting them down. It was sick. Like everyone got like kicked off their boats and they're just like kind of struggling in the river. So Senku kind of makes like this calcium grenade, gives it to Kirisame, who's like really good at throwing things. She yeets that on the plane. It kind of shuts down the engine, so he crashes. He survived, which is kind of unrealistic because it looks like this plane does not have any safety features. But yeah, we do see his face. He's kind of like this blonde soldier named Stanley. He's like very skinny though. But yeah, I guess this is an American soldier. And he has like body armor and he looks kind of scary. So yeah, they did defeat this guy and then they stole the plane, which is really good. You know, plus technology. They can kind of analyze like the resources that the enemy has. And then we see Gen. He's kind of tasked to find the enemy's base because he's really good at like, you know, looking at clues. And then if he gets caught, he can kind of just like lie his way out of things. It's pretty scary though, because these dudes look like they're gonna shoot to kill. We see Kohaku and Chrome kind of following behind them, so I guess they're gonna communicate with each other. But basically, Gen goes alone and then gets captured, and then he doesn't really get killed or anything because he has like no weapons on him. So yeah, he's making them think he's just like a harmless magician that's like defecting from Senku's team. So he gets taken to their base, which is like this giant cornfield with this like giant steel factory. It's kind of crazy how they have like this much resources. They have like paved roads, a runway, a whole community. And we meet their leader, Dr. Zeno. So yeah, it's kind of like this white-haired dude with like these claws on his hand. I don't know why he needs this. But he also has like this whole like science factory around him. So yeah, it looks like he's having fun. But yeah, the problem is like two scientists can't coexist in this world. So I guess they're gonna kill Senku. So they kind of interrogate Gen on like, what are they doing here? They put his like hands and legs on like salt water that's like tied up to this machine that can detect like his body temperature and stuff. So it looks like this is a stone world lie detector. It looks like Gen is so good at lying and he's trying to make the enemies like lower their guard, and then he's going to give them false information. So maybe Senku's team can counter and beat them. But the problem is he asks the question, who is your leader? Like, who is like the scientist? Because if we kill him, then all their power is like diminished. So then Gen doesn't really want to call out Senku's name because he's not good at fighting. But yeah, Gen basically lies and says our leader is Taiju, Dr. Taiju. It was funny, but like at the end of the day, like if they start attacking them, it doesn't really matter if you know Senku or Taiju's name. Like, everyone's probably going to be involved in this battle. But yeah, basically, like, funny but scary episode where we got introduced to the villain very quickly. And we can see, like, they have so much gear. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know how many people they've revived because there doesn't seem to be a ton of people here. But at the same time, you do need a lot of manpower to, like, maintain everything. So yeah, I guess, like, more stuff will be revealed as the anime continues. And, you know, we're fighting a new villain. So hopefully things don't go wrong. Also, after that, we have solo leveling episode 5. So yeah, Jinwoo meets Hain at the end of last episode, kind of a cliffhanger because he was trying to go to the A rank boss room, and then she's right behind him. He was just like running freely, jumping around, all happy. But yeah, like people can actually like detect him. He may be strong, but these S-class hunters are also strong. So yeah, Hain actually like smells him because she's like, damn, he has no scent. Apparently she has a sensitive nose and all the hunters around her to just like smell bad. But Jinwoo, I guess since he's E rank, he's different, or maybe because he's the player, he doesn't smell bad. So she starts sniffing him instead of interrogating him. And he's like, I was just like on the mining team. I got lost. Like, you know, no problems there. But yeah, Hain keeps remembering him. She can't get him off his mind. So she starts like trying to track him down, but she can't really find him. So yeah, maybe they'll like kind of interact later. But yeah, that was such like a funny interaction. action, and then he kind of got off scot-free. So he kind of works the next day on the mining job again, and then he's just like chilling, eating lunch. And then another A-rank hunting team kind of recruits him nearby because they need someone to carry their equipment. So he does this, our harmless E-rank equipment carrier again, Jinwoo on the job. But when he enters the gate with them, the gate kind of gets locked down again. And now there's like these like strong ass orcs they're fighting in here. So these orcs are giant red monsters, and then there's like a whole tribe of them, and they seem to be very tough. None of these A-rank hunters can really like damage them a lot. They're like very tanky. So yeah, Jinwoo kind of like uses his invisibility skill to kind of like jump around, debuff everybody. So it makes like the orcs easier to beat. And then yeah, the fight team starts turning things around, they win. We see one of the mages, she was able to track Jinwoo even though he was invisible. So she knew that he was helping them, but she doesn't really press the issue because yeah, they got away alive. But yeah, the problem is the gate is still locked. The king, the final boss, is still here. So he's deeper in the dungeon, and then there's hundreds of more high orcs just like surrounding them. It looks like they can't really escape, so the leader of the team, he kind of talks to the leader of the orcs, and then he's like, okay, come see our boss, and he speaks their language. So yeah, it looks like these monsters are planning some shit. But yeah, this is so scary. It looks like basically everyone has accepted their death, so they're just like walking into the orcs base. It looks like this giant throne room with literally hundreds of orcs, maybe thousands of them. I mean, I'm assuming Jinwoo's gonna kill all of them, like maybe use his like a rise power. But yeah, the problem is what about the party, because they seem to be dead weight. So again, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen. But yeah, another sick episode. I do hate how they're like reusing this trope of Jinwoo kind of joining other parties and then them getting locked in the dungeon. But I guess that's why it's called solo leveling, because maybe it's punishing him for not like being solo. But yeah, we're going to like another Giga dungeon. Hopefully we don't die, but yeah, we just gotta see. Maybe next week's gonna be like an insane fight episode. Also, we have Sakamoto Days episode 5. So yeah, Sakamoto versus Boiled. The fight kind of continues. Lou also fighting the other girl, Okura. So yeah, their fight was pretty quick. We see that Lou kind of like got the upper hand. She keeps chugging alcohol. Her emotions just change wildly after every drink and after every hit. And basically Obigura kind of sees her power, and instead of killing Shin, she kind of like hugs Lou and says, oh, you want to be friends? So yeah, it looks like these assassin fights aren't that serious. I do love the slice of life moments in Sakamoto Days. I think the problem is the actual action scene here. Because, yeah, this Boiled versus Sakamoto fight was supposed to be kind of like a high priority fight. It was supposed to be kind of like a big pop-off type thing where they're just like, you know, throwing bodies around the air fighting in this like amusement park. The thing is, a lot of action was very stiff. We just see like people like barely moving as they're like throwing hits. Like they did their best, like, because like the anime is good. But yeah, manga readers are definitely going to be disappointed because the fights don't have like the same level of impact as like, you know, actually seeing the manga. It was a bit of a letdown, but yeah, there was still like a lot of cool moments. So like them kind of like fighting on the ground, jumping onto like the Ferris wheel and just like sitting across from each other. It was pretty badass. We see skinny Sakamoto is just like dominating this fight. Boyle's trying to punch him, but Sakamoto just like punches him back, breaks his like rocket fist. And then yeah, they were sitting at a Ferris wheel because they just got like launched in randomly. And then, yeah, we see Boyle just like smoking a cigarette, just chilling. We see Boyle says, oh, I had fun like seeing the real Sakamoto, but at the same time there's gonna be more assassins after you, like someone called to hit on you. So basically, in order to protect your family and stop all the hits from like coming in, you have to track down the guy that called the hit on you. And it looks like there's like a string of people calling hits on other assassins in Japan. So it looks like everyone's lives are targeted. We don't know why, but yeah, they're setting up the story there. So yeah, as like a lot of like scary assassin setups are there. We see the scariest thing is actually Sakamoto's wife herself. So yeah, he was hiding the information from her, and then she's all mad in the amusement park. She overhears them, and now she starts yelling at him, Shin, and Boiled. It was such a funny scene, but yeah, she was basically saying like, oh, why did you keep this a secret? You know, it's part of the Sakamoto family rules, don't hide anything. So yeah, Sakamoto apologizes, and then they kind of hash things out. They decide what they're gonna do next, and then Sakamoto also like fattens up again after eating food. So it looks like when he's pushed, he can go skinny muscular mode, but besides that, his like standard default is like fat chubby Sakamoto. But yeah, basically I love like the aftermath of this episode where like there were funny slice of life moments. They're all like training in the convenience store. The daughter is like giving bandages to all the injured assassins, and then they go to a video shop to get more intel. And apparently there's this organization that like called to hit on Sakamoto. They go visit the organization and see everyone inside of it is dead. So we don't know who killed them, but yeah, basically stories being set up. We see like the order of like new assassins here that are also really strong. So yeah, there's like more characters here. More people are probably going to fight Sakamoto in the future. And you know, even though the Boiled fight was not that great, the anime story is still like pretty fun. Okay, so for the Guild Receptionist episode 4, kind of like the conclusion of this dungeon, we're just like this giant like dark god in here that's like attacking everyone. And then Alina, she's like being a receptionist and she's realizing, oh, my party needs me. I should help them. So she kind of forgets about work. She's like more concerned about not seeing people die. And yeah, even though she wants to live like a safe life as a receptionist, she realizes that it's important to kind of like fight things to like save people. So yeah, a lot of like cool emotional moments. Like the story isn't too deep. Like you probably expected this to happen. Like the party gets like trapped here and then Alina saves them. But I still liked it, you know, solid tension here as it looks like the tank, Jade, he's 1v1ing the Dark God while giving a chance for his teammates to escape. It looks like the girl in the party, her skill got sucked by the god, which was like very sad. I'm like, damn, is this permanent? Hopefully not. Because imagine like you have no skill, you'll be useless. So I felt bad for her, although like she is a bit annoying. She's like kind of like a moe anime girl. So yeah, she didn't want to run away. She's just like yelling in the dungeon. But yeah, basically Jade kind of like tanks the boss's attacks for now. But it looks like he's like severely injured. And then the other two party members get attacked by another monster at the entrance of the dungeon. So that's when Alina comes in last minute. It looks like there were a lot of guards that were blocking like the teleporting area. So she just like reveals her identity, attacks them, and then goes into the dungeon, saves the team. So yeah, very fun, heroic moment by her. Again, this anime isn't too deep, but I did enjoy it. But yeah, basically she fights the Dark God, you know, fun fight where she's like very strong, but the Dark God is like a bit stronger. We see his origins where he like kind of defeated the old ancestors. But it looks like Alina, if she remembers like not trying to work overtime, like she gets like a power boost. So she's like surging with power, just so strong, cutting off this dude's arms. He does have like a regen ability that he sucked from the healer girl. So Alina kind of has to beat him in one hit. So she kind of charges her power to do that, tanks the boss's attacks, and then boom, destroys him. Also, Jade is still alive, so yeah, he was like falling asleep after like getting hit by a lot of things. But yeah, Alina gives him a healing potion. So yeah, basically cool moment. Alina surging with power, going Super Saiyan mode, killing the Dark God. And yeah, I guess they like kind of surpassed the Chalk Tower dungeon. Everything is good. Alina still has to work more overtime. All her party members are kind of like healing up. But yeah, we see at the end of this episode, Jade goes and helps her into overtime while like his arms and legs are still injured. It's like a wholesome ending where, you know, Alina's making more friends. And then even though her identity is getting like found out more, she's still living like kind of like a good life, doing her thing. I mean, still working overtime, of course, but maybe after this episode, everything will be solved. There'll be more guild receptionist. I'll be hired, and then she can just like have fun, clock out on time. Okay, so for Orb episode 19, kind of like a sick dialogue episode. So yeah, a lot of people talking, setting up like the stage here where Draka, she remembers the book. Now she's interacting with Yolenta, who's like a bit savage. I think she's like 39 years old right now. And then yeah, she's still missing the tooth. She kind of wants heliocentrism to kind of like rise. It looks like their team, they have like a printing press ready, and then yeah, they just want to print the book. She's a bit mad at Draka though, because the book was written by Oxy, her comrade, and then it had like a lot of memories for her. The fact that the book disappeared, she kind of like tests Draka, kind of asks, oh, why'd you burn the book? Why do you want to join us? What's your purpose? Draka admits that it's for money. Yolenta says that they're not going to sell the book for money, but yeah, if Draka helps them, they'll lend the printing press to her. So yeah, you know, solid like back and forth dialogue. We see Yolenta, she's a bit savage. She had to go through years of struggle. We don't see it. We see it off screen, but yeah, we see like, since she's the leader of the heretics here, that she did prove herself. It looks like they speed run Draka, kind of like telling her like the contents of the book, her writing it, her crying. It was like very emotional as like Oxy kind of like just like spiritually rises up from the words. So a cool moment there as they were talking back and forth. And then finally we have like this book established. So we just have to print it. I think the problem is that the Inquisitors are kind of like tracking them down. And then we see Noak. So he's like drunk and washed up. He's still haunted by heliocentrism. He wants to forget it because yeah, his own daughter died for it. Yeah, he doesn't know that she's still alive. But yeah, he kind of has like no purpose anymore. So he's just like sitting in depression, being drunk. But then one of the other Inquisitors wants to like talk to him for advice on the case. And then Noak is like, okay, if it's about heliocentrism, if it's about the book, they might try to spread the book. So track down people that have printing presses, or I try to order like pieces of it. So yeah, that's kind of scary. It looks like the Inquisitors will track them down. Maybe Yolenta will fight them off. Maybe she'll die. But yeah, we see that Draka is the main character. She holds the legacy now. Also, we have the Apothecary Diaries. So yeah, season 2, episode 4, Mama doing more things, solving more mysteries. These are kind of like low stakes mysteries, but yeah, we see like first thing there's like a mirror that like they get, which is like really expensive. It's like a gift from the West because yeah, mirrors made from glass, like no one knows how that shit works, and then glass itself is like kind of like expensive. So they kind of like admire it, and then mirrors kind of like play a role in the future in this episode because we see Gaoshun, he kind of asks Mao Mao about like this case about like these two girls that are twins that are kind of like confined to this building, but then like one of the girls gets mysteriously pregnant. So yeah, it's implied that she was like running away from the building even though she's on constant surveillance. So they were wondering, oh, how did she escape? And then Mama was like, they used a mirror. Since it was twin girls, like the reflection probably confused everyone else since they were watching from a distance. So yeah, that was cool kind of callback to what we saw in the beginning of the episode. Also after that, Mama is trying to track down this moon spirit because Jinshi needs it because the visitors are kind of asking for her. The thing is, this moon spirit is like from like 50 years ago. Yeah, right now she's a washed up old lady who was Mama's old boss from the brothel. So yeah, now she plays a role. It looks like they need to kind of like copy her because she's like a very tall woman that's like very good at dancing, but it's kind of hard to like get that person. Maybe Jinshi will be the substitute. He said he doesn't want to, but yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen there. But yeah, solid mysteries here. Mama kind of doing things, being the main character, and there's probably gonna be more story setups coming next week. Also, we have Sorairo Utility episode 5. I love this anime. You know, cute girls playing golf. It's like so chill. This one they actually work out, so yeah, solid kind of fan service moments as everyone's like training to play golf. We see that Minami wants to hit the golf ball 100 meters with her new utility stick, but yeah, she can't. It's just inaccurate. She can't like hit it as she did in the store, and now she's like so demotivated. She also has to take exams the next week, so she has to study for those. So then after the exams, we see that Haruka, she wants to train Minami. She'll help her get that 100 meters so they can be ready to like play an actual golf course. So they do this, and the training is actually weight training. Because she's like, yeah, you need to train your body, get more muscles. That'll like help you in the long run because you need your lower body to hit the golf ball. So yeah, your technique is one thing, but actually working out is also important. So yeah, we have a workout episode. Everyone's doing leg exercises. Minami's kind of filling up all these girls like midsections. And we see Ayaka also there. She's trying to help them as well because she does yoga instead of weight training, which also like helps her flexibility. And we see that Minami's also like very flexible, so that might be like another skill that she can use to help her in golf. But yeah, after all the training, they hit the sauna. They kind of like relax and chill, eat food. And then they go back to the golf course, and then Minami hits the ball 100 meters. It was good, well earned. She worked hard for it. It happened in literally one day, no time to rest. But, you know, good for her. The girls are kind of like, you know, continuing to play golf, strengthening their friendship. And yeah, Minami's getting stronger. Also, to wrap it up, we have Flower and Asura episode 4. Loving this anime. You know, very chill, but yeah, like a lot of like character moments. So Hana, she's kind of doing more stuff with the broadcasting club. Now they kind of recruit her to do like announcements during lunch. And it's kind of like a radio show with her and Mizuki. The problem is Mizuki does like a lot of improv, and then Hana's like so scared like speaking in public. It's like talking to a friend, but she like tries to follow the script. But when Mizuki does the improv, just like Hana freezes. She's like stuttering, doesn't contribute, and her confidence has just like fallen. But then Hana's friend tells her like, you know, everyone makes mistakes their first time, it's normal, and don't feel so bad about it. We see the other girl in the club, Ryoko, with the glasses. She kind of like helps Hana the next day because like she's actually reads the script. She's more serious. She loves like all these like historical type of books as well. And then, yeah, she gets along with Hana. And Ryoko kind of offers to guide Hana the next time in the club. It's like very easy, slow pace. They guide each other. So yeah, they work well with each other. And yeah, it looks like, you know, Hana's like getting more confident. She's still like super shy. So yeah, like episode by episode, they'll probably help integrate her into more broadcast club events. And then she'll be ready for the competition in the future. So yeah, that's cool. And yeah, that's it for the anime this week. Thank you for watching. Didn't talk about a ton of shows, but these are kind of ones that stood out to me. There's a lot of like melodrama in some of these romance shows. I think Zenshu is like really good as well. I haven't talked about it too much, but you know, decent isekai story with like some sick animation. And then a lot of other stories do continue. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Peace.